Hello, welcome back to Creeping and Colorful. Today is Terrifying Tuesday. We're going to be in the horror glow in the dark coloring book, my favorite one. And we're going to be doing this one, and we're going to start off with the background, and maybe I want him green, so I'm going to be doing a base for the green on him. And then we'll just continue to go with the flow after that. This is the only horror one I have left, and I believe I have Sinister Saturday and a Tuesday yet. I think I can't say because I don't have a calendar here. So I'm not probably going to finish this off camera, and if I do, then I'll just delve into one of my newer horror books that I haven't even looked at. Opened up and figured out which one I want to do yet. So it'll just be an extra for the month then. So for the background, I'm going to do, I have my King Art gel sticks here. I'd like to do this color, and this color, and see what happens. And this is going to be for his body. So, it's like an army green. Let's see. Which one should I go for first? I'll do the light part first, and then I'll do dabs of the darker colors with it. It might just, I was thinking of just doing it with a paintbrush, but I might just color this part on, and then I can put the other two colors on top of it and see what happens. I didn't zoom you guys in since it's the background. I figured you want to be able to see the whole thing. So this shouldn't take too long. I was going to mask it, and I thought, no, I don't really need to. It's not that intricate. So I'll be able to go around these and then move my brush around and the color around pretty well to get to the right to them, to the edges and in the nooks and crannies. There aren't too many. Just a lot of other fishies here. This is the easiest way to do it for me. Just going to get a base coat of the lighter color first, and then I'll work on, like I said, adding the other two, which are also a blue and a blue-green color. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in here in this book, but I know I just wanted to color in it because this seems to be my favorite. I'm drawn to it. It doesn't seem to matter what page. I just know I want to color in here for some reason. I have no idea what the draw is to this book, but I really want to finish it. Like I said, when I was at Ollie's, I was in shock that they had this book there for $3.99. And I was like, do I want to get it again so I can color in it again? Color stuff differently? And so I don't know why. I cannot explain why I am obsessed with this book. I wish I could explain it. I don't know why this book makes me comfortable coloring in it either, but because it is making me comfortable, I've got a lot done in it. And like I said in one of my other videos, I started from the first page and I just started coloring. And kept going, and I'm like, whoa, I really like this. I mean, I'm not even picky about the pages. The pages don't bother me that I come up upon because I like them all. So, and I think this guy kind of reminds me of Creature from the Black Lagoon, and that was the very first horror movie I saw as a kid and got me hooked for some reason. Another Why would that be such a draw for me? I don't know if it was like maybe because when I was growing up, they had Saturdays. You had horror movies, and I don't know if it was for 2 hours or 4 hours. I don't remember, but it was always seemed like a marathon on Saturdays, and my mom would actually let me watch them. When it first happened, I thought, oh boy, mom's not going to let me watch this. She'll be running in here from the kitchen in no time. What are you watching? You know, and she never did. She didn't care. She's a Stephen King fan, which I learned as I grew up. Mr. King of the horror books. he, yeah, she really liked his books. So we always knew what to get her. She always read his books. And she was an easy one to get gifts for, because even if we couldn't find the newest one, we'd get her a gift certificate, like to Barnes and Noble or someplace, so that she could pick out her own books if he didn't have a new one. But he was pretty good. He was pretty good with having new ones come out. So that and bookmarkers. She'd go through bookmarkers like they were nothing too. So I'm thinking, since my mom's mindset was scary horror type theme, that maybe that was why it was no big deal to her that I was watching those flicks. And Alfred Hitchcock, and what was the other one? The Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was really some freaky crap. Let me tell you, I'm not really into to aliens and sci-fi. That whole thing was just a little much for me. Can you imagine? But yeah, I'm really not into aliens and things like that. And that was a lot of freaky shite. Strange. It's just weird how some people's minds work, and they're able to get it out. And the funny part is they are able to get it out either in a book form or a movie, or Stephen King has been lucky in both aspects. But not only that, but it reached so many people, that really had some like-minded like they really liked it. They had the same mindset, maybe. Only they weren't brilliant enough to put it on film or in a book. And I always liked that Stephen King was in his own movies. He would make some kind of appearance somehow. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. Sure, you can make this into a movie, but I gotta be in it. It was always fun waiting for the moment that you'd see him in his movie. Like I said, this is just going to be one of 3 colors. Hopefully it'll look okay. I'm going to get rid of these because I'm moving these around here and I don't have a whole lot of space. But I am getting, and we'll see how it works. I have this tripod here on my table, and it's very hard to maneuver around. Like, I am actually hugging it over here. I'm actually going through the legs of the tripod to. I want to put these somewhere. I always keep these in a tray like this. I know it's an egg carton thing, but at least now I can move this around here. Yeah, so I ordered something from Temu, and I'm going to see if that takes care of 2 of my issues. My one issue is, because this tripod is on my table, hovering above me, when I color or whatever, it shakes. That's the first thing. No matter how much I have tried to stabilize it, it still shakes. So my second thing is it taking up room on my table and making it very difficult for me to just color on camera. So I know this is we're gonna have a real fun time with this, because I saw on YouTube. Ugh, I saw on Temu that there was one that I can sit on the floor in front of my desk, have it come up around, and it'll hover over top. That way, it won't interfere with me on the desk, and it won't interfere by shaking. The only thing I can see happening is if my cats get a little outrageous and decide they're gonna run into it. But other than that, I don't see that it would be a problem. The only another problem is the idea that it's coming from Temu. I had not had a whole lot of problems with Temu, but others have. And so I give them a chance before I feel that I have to critique whatever I get from them. There's only so many things that I have gotten from them that weren't what I expected, but I realized it was my fault for not reading the fine print, or, just looking at it as, oh crap, that's not what I thought it was. And it was always my problem, not necessarily Temu's. It was more like I should have known better. I should have read it better. I get a lot of I crochet, hand crochet kitchen towel tops. And so I order a lot from there, and they're good quality towels. So I learned my lesson that I really need to pay attention to the description, because I got 2 times I didn't read it the way I should have, or look at the pictures the way I should have, and I didn't realize that the print was all over the whole towel, instead of a print on one side and a print on the other. And that's the kind I need, because I cut them in half and then make 2 crocheted towels out of one. And there were times when I didn't really pay attention, and I have gotten them that they were like full towels. So I had to use them for something else. The only other downfall is that it takes a little bit for whatever you order, depending on where it's coming from. They give you a time frame, a guesstimation of when it should arrive, and you can just hope that it arrives. If you have to have it for a certain thing, like gift or whatever, that it arrives before then. But I have learned, and I'm pretty sure that what I read doesn't seem so bad with this new contraption that I'll get to hold my phone. So I'm also trying to get away from using my phone and hopefully be able to use a camera with a memory card that I can upload into my phone, so I don't always have to worry that I'm not going to have enough storage, because sometimes if I go over a certain amount of time, my phone has issues and doesn't let me edit. And I don't really edit. I just when I'm taping it, the film, the way it looks on my camera, on my camera mode, I have to turn the image, and sometimes it just doesn't let me do that. And that's about as much editing as I do, because I don't have a laptop. The tablet I have isn't worth the room it takes up. It's an old one, and funny enough, it's so old that it doesn't even have the capability to have my YouTube on there. So that's what I was going to use if I ever went live, so that I could see the chat. But because it's such an outdated, let me get you over here further. Such an outdated tablet, it doesn't even have the right memory or app or something, because I did used to have YouTube on it, but now it says I need to download something else. I try to download it and it says this is not available for this device. So I'm stuck with a tablet that doesn't really serve me a purpose. And another fact, I don't even know how this came about. My tablet also, I have to have it plugged in constantly if I want to do anything on it. If I don't have it plugged in, the battery drains really quick and it just blacks out on me. So yeah, that's another happy little issue. One of these days I will be sporting either a new tablet or a laptop, and then life will be easier. But until then, I make do with what I have. But that's my goal. My first goal is to make it easier to use the space that I have for videos, and make it that it's not shaky and crappy. So we'll see what happens when it comes. I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be too bad, because I read the crap out of it, and it looks like it's going to be alright, but we shall see. And I noticed lately too that my other channel that I have, I Create For You, I do videos on ghost stories on that one, and recently I had a book that are ghost stories in our hometown here, so I'm able to actually physically go to the places that are in that book that are in my hometown. I'm able to walk to them or drive to them real quick and actually film the physical place that's haunted, and then read the story about that place. But for some reason, and I don't notice it when I'm doing it, but man, is my footage is so shaky, and I don't understand why it's happening. I mean, I'm not really shaking that much, so I have no explanation. But I got my husband a thing from Temu also, so we're both going to be holding our breath and hoping what we got works out. He does Bigfoot videos on his channel that he just started, and he has troubles doing it on his own, and sometimes I help him, but he wanted a little more to be a little more independent with his, because some of the places that he visits are pretty far away, and it's usually when he travels to do his work. Okay, we got that color down. So I got him this kind of it's how can I explain it? It's a camera holder that he wears like a vest type, like a strap thing on his front, and he can have his phone on the front of him and while he's walking or whatever. And there's also another contraption in there where he can wear it like a headlamp and wear it on his head and walk with it, his phone there, and that'll give him a little more freedom when he's filming. So he's hoping that it's saying that it's like it helps with shakiness. So we'll see. This is just going to make it a little darker. Oh, I lost a piece of my brush, or else that's the kitties are shedding on my book here. There we go. Oh, I didn't get it. Still didn't get it. Now I got it. And this will just make it a little darker. I should have just did this one and the other one. Gotta warp this paper before I even get the color. Oh my goodness. And today was a dreary day. It was started off raining. I had plans, I had errands to run, and I had plans, and then it just woke up to downpour, so I didn't go anywhere really. I wanted to get a video up for Terrifying Tuesday. I don't know why this isn't turning. What's going on here? There we go. It had attitude. I didn't really want to make this too dark of a background, only because he's going to be dark, and I want to see what colors I want to do with the fish, because if you look at the fish are all kinds of gnarly, upset, ugly fish. Fish with attitude. So I wanted to give them darker colors. So I didn't really want to go too dark with the background so they stand out a little bit, if that makes any sense. So we'll see what happens. Have you hugged your tripod today? That's all I keep thinking, because every time I have to move this thing, I have to move it around the legs. This didn't even sound right, did it? Have you? Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to repeat that. And I wish I knew how to play you some music. I don't want to sing to you either. Talk about scary. That would not be a good video. One good thing is, though, once I get done, till I get done with over here, up top there where I started will be dry enough for me to go with the dark color. So which way do you prefer using your gel sticks? Do you prefer coloring it on first like I did with the lighter color, or do you prefer doing it this way? I usually, if I'm going to mix colors, sometimes I just do it the way I just did it now. I will do one color all over, and then the other two I usually just dab on. Now this one I'm not just dabbing on. I'm just swirling it here and there, because there's a lot of action in the water right now with all these fish and him thrashing about. So it doesn't have to be a smooth looking background. That's just my interpretation of it. So, it's a little much. Oh, I hate the radio silence, me not talking. I feel like you guys will get bored if I don't start talking. But maybe some of you are like, well, just be quiet. Let us concentrate on what you're doing. And if that's the case, I'm sorry I yap. All right, now we're working our way around to almost getting done with the second coat of color. And then we'll be on to the blue, and I'm going to see. I can't wait to see that because that should be interesting because it's such a different color to these two. My favorite colors are, in general, my favorite colors are black first, teal or turquoise, like what I'm using, and then like a hot pink. I don't know, that's a weird combination, isn't it? Well, then, I don't know what normal would be, but I'm anything but. I'd be the first one to admit it. Normal's overrated. You gotta be unique, gotta be different, gotta be whoever you want to be. And not worry about pleasing everyone else. Just be yourself. Be you. You'll be amazed at how many people like who you are. Not who you try to become because of influences and such, but just you in general. Yay, we're almost done. We're closing it in. Alrighty. Now we're on to the third and final color for the background. Then we get to do Mr. Munster there. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do some swirls with this color. Just to add a little bit of color here. Just dab it. I think I picked a stinker of a brush. Just drying up real quick here. See, I'm just gonna add it like that. Just tap. Tap, 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 tap. Just add a little darkness to it, not a whole lot. I don't even know. I used to watch a lot of, when I was a kid, those National Geographic stories on TV. And I remember fish that they used to say was at the bottom, and none of these seem to have it. But I don't know if you guys remember those fish. It looks sort of like these guys, but then they had this real long thing come up with a light at the top. I thought that was the creepiest looking fish. Had the same kind of mouth and everything. It looked like it was just ready to rip you apart. And I don't know what kind it was, but they're the ones that are way down, down, down in the darkness. And that little light's like a headlamp, it's supposed to attract their prey. Like if they're in the coral, hiding in the coral, they have that little thing lit up, and then fish are like attracted to it like a moth to a flame, and that's how they attract them. And it's kind of a traumatic looking thing, I'll tell you. Probably another reason why I don't swim in the ocean. You never know what's underneath you. In a swimming pool, all you have to worry about is if you see something that looks like a Snickers bar floating by, but it's not actually, or if you're in an area where it starts to get real warm in the pool. Still kind of gross, but at least it's not gonna surprise you in a gruesome way. That's not looking too bad. I mean, just touching. I I'm new to Instagram. Okay, just this year I'm getting into Instagram, and that's just so dangerous being on Instagram. Like I'll go to post something on there, and I see one thing, and then I see another thing, and then I see another thing. Next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, I forgot to post. I'm so entranced by it, and that's how YouTube used to be for me. I'd watch one thing, and then something else would come up. It's like, man, they know how to just reel you the freak in, don't they? I mean, it was just yesterday. I was watching something. Before I knew it, I'm like an hour in, and I'm like, I didn't get done what I needed to get done because I'm too busy checking all this stuff out. I have so much saved too. It's like, oh, there are so many things I want to try and do and experiment with. I saw so many different watercolor things you can do with watercolor to do on your backgrounds. And I can't wait to do on Thursday. Bring some of those out, ideas out. I was following Mark around the kitchen yesterday. He was trying to do something. I said, oh my gosh, you got to see this. Oh my God, you need to get off Instagram. I'm not on it and it's affecting me. In other words, I'll stay down here. He says he gets like that sometimes too. And he'll go on there to post something and then he's like trails off into other stuff. It's like you can't put blinders on either because it's like you go in there and it's right there in your face as soon as you go to do something, they already have you because you're opening it up and there's something there. Something that's going to interest you. And there's this vicious cycle that you can't get stuff done because it's as bad as a video game. It's like an adult obsession for like a kids with their video games, I guess. Although I don't do it in public and I don't I'm not like that on my phone in public. And sometimes it's like it's not all the time. I'm pretty well active doing stuff around the house and running errands and stuff, but if I have a moment, then yeah, I'm in trouble. Like I was putting off, I have two things that I wanted to post on Instagram that I was coloring for the Mythographic Collective, and oh my goodness, the Dark versus Light hashtag. And I was putting off because I knew I was going to get sucked in to the madness. And yep, that's what happened yesterday. I was just sucked right in. So I don't make it a point to get sucked into the abyss. I just happen to be doing something on Instagram and then totally get blindsided with all this coolness everybody comes up with. Y'all need a life. Y'all need to stop doing that crap. because you just wrote me right the heck in, and then I'm lost, and I'm like, sometimes it's bad enough you can't remember when you walk from one room to the next why you even walked into that room, and then you guys got this whole Instagram thing going on where it's okay. I came on Instagram to do something, but yeah. So I'm just saying, even though I enjoy all the brilliant ideas that come across on there, it's uh, it's entertaining, but it just stops me in my tracks. Yeah, we don't even watch regular TV anymore unless there's something good on Netflix or there's something a season that we watch like Yellowstone seasons and the new spin-offs of that and Landman and things like that. We mostly watch. Sorry, we mostly delve into YouTube, and so sometimes what he wants to watch on YouTube is not what I want to watch on YouTube, and that's where the old get on the phone and get lost type thing happens to me too. Oop. It's good to have good ideas but sometimes you get so many like you don't know where to start. You get so excited to try something new and just don't know. The cats are all looking at me like I need to be committed because they know their daddy's not home. They're just wondering, why is she talking to herself? That's okay. That's all right. Almost done with this. Let me get that man done. Then we'll be good. Then we can just move on to the fishies too. I don't know if I want to just color the fishies and get it over with or do a base color for them. So we'll see what happens. There, that's not too bad. That's kind of what I was going for. I'm glad. I'm glad it worked out. Let's see, now I gotta grab my last color. I gotta clean my brush. Okay, brush is clean. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's clean. And I'll give him a base coat of this color. And I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm not gonna, because I don't really want it dark. Just want something to soak up that whiteness. So when I come in and color, I won't have to worry about so much white peeking through. Isn't it fun sometimes when you're doing things like this to watch your page come to life? I mean, you look at it when you're doing it, you're doing stuff on it, and you think, "Oh my, is this even gonna work out? Is this gonna look okay?" But as your mind goes to completing it, and well, from the base that you form, if you do use a base, to the finished product till you get your shading in and everything, it's like, wow, I can't believe that was in my head. It looks so good. Or sometimes, like when I do stuff, it's like, what was I thinking? What the heck is that all about? I get some moments like that too. But like today when I grabbed this book and I knew this was my last actual creepy page, I was thinking, man, I know I want to color this guy, but I just have no idea how I want to start it. And then I just sat down and thought, you know what? I'll work on the background first. And it just popped in. This was nothing pre-planned. I just looked at the art sticks and said, yep, we'll start with you guys today. So I don't do it that often. a base on these. But I have found that when I do it in some of Kirby's books, it takes away from some of the, not frustration, but apprehension of doing a page. Like I'm not as tense because now I've already started a color on it. So I know I can work off of that. So it kind of relieves that tension a little bit. That like, oh my gosh, that when you look, sometimes when you look at some of those pages, it's just overwhelming. And if you start with something like this, it can help you, because if you just start doing a base to it, like, I'm no professional, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but this is just from what I've learned of how to attack some kind of pages like that. That if I can put down a base, it helps me to go in with the color a little more. It just, with a pencil and stuff, and other ways of coloring. It just helps. I don't know how else to put it. It makes life a little bit easier. You've already gone through with the color choice, and I think it helps. Fragile World. I never wanted to, I really love that book, but I was always so afraid that if I'd started, I'd ruin the pages. And the pages are amazing. The illustrations are amazing. I love the wildlife illustrations in that book. And I just was so scared to start. And then I saw, let me think who it was. Was it Jess from Coloring Bumblebee? It may have been, where she went in there and she did 2 pages, and she based them first, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is just like genius to me. That I couldn't have thought of that my darn self. And how much that helped me. She'll never know how much that helped me unless she watches my videos, which I don't know if she does, but man, thank you, Jess, because now I'm able to go in there and not feel so overwhelmed with the pages that I might ruin them. It's for me, it's a lot easier to, I wouldn't say attack the pages, but approach them, maybe. Approach them with a color mindset. Now this is awesome, because this is exactly what I wanted. I didn't really want him too dark, but I wanted him colored enough that when I color, it's going to make it, like, my shading and everything is going to really be noticeable. And that's what I wanted. And he looks good. He looks covered. He looks pretty good for a green man. I didn't do any of this yet. This is going to be all pinky, of course. But there we go. There's the start of our creepy page. Thanks so much for listening to me yap and talk about different subjects all in one time. I veer off here, almost all those squirrel moments. Anyway, I hope you like this little background base color video, and we shall see how this whole thing's going to play out. What I plan on doing is I'm going to probably Google fish images, like creepy fish images and stuff, to get some ideas on how I can really make these guys pop out with neon like colors and stuff. Like, I already have in my mind that if I base them with black, I might go in and delve into my soft oil pastels for the scales and stuff in orange and red and things like that. I really want them to pop out, and I really want to be able to use that use those soft oil pastels that I got. I'm wanting to use them so bad. I wanted them so bad, but I'm still not comfortable enough with my. I think what I'm going to do if I do the scales is I might use a Q-tip or something in order to make the little half circles on there. But I'm thinking I'm going to practice on something first. Put black down first as the base with the gel sticks, and then go over top of it with the oil pastel on a practice paper, just to see if my idea in my head will look good once I put it on this page. Well, enough yapping again, or I'm going to be sitting here for another hour yapping. Thanks so much for stopping by. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, thank you so much. Please be happy, healthy, creative, colorful, creepy, and kind. And I'll see you in my next video, which shall be on Thursday. Yep, Thursday's backgrounds on the budget. So I'll see you then. Hopefully. Bye-bye for now.